that led to a field goal, 6-zip Chargers. Still in the first. Watch number 55 get tripped up. Quentin Coriat went down and Lindy Infante, please get up. He got up with help. Coriat would leave the game with a strained Achilles, would not return. Junior Seau and the Charger defense all fired up. Marshall Faulk, nut. And then TJ, Seau again.
Yeah, Junior Seau, an instinctive ball player. They're getting Faulk behind the line of scrimmage. Once he makes his decision to shoot through a gap, he's as good as anybody in this league.
-1 yard rushing for the Colts in the first half. Jim Harbaugh won it in and said he had to watch Stan Humphries working it out deep to Brian Steele. 34 yards. That would set up Greg Davis. Boots his third of 5 field goals in the day. That made it 9-zip Chargers, 3 3-run homers, and then fourth quarter, 2 Indy kickers and 1. Who are they going to kick to on the onside kick? Going for Seau because he mishandled an onside kick earlier. Plan backfired. Rodney Harrison, a safety, psych, steps in front. Peace out. Harrison, a DB, tied now with Pro Bowl receiver Tony Martin for the team lead in touchdowns this year with 3. Chargers win it 35-19. The Colts still hurt. As I said, Gary Brown just went off. 28 carries, $169. Stan Humphries, 21-34, 229s and a touchdown. Marshall Faulk, 8 carries, 11 yards.
Jaguars win on a Monday night in September. Now on to today. Cordell Stewart to Jeff Kopp for the easy interception. And Kopp cops the ball. Cordell tries to shake it off. Mark Brunell zips one to Jimmy Smith. Caught 10 balls the first time these two teams meet. It's a fumble. But he so quickly he recovers it himself. Same drive, second quarter. Brunell to Willis Jackson. 8 yards, touchdown, 7-0 Jaguars.
Yeah, and you see the separation by the receiver, and then Chad Scott gets far enough away where he doesn't have a chance to turn and play the football. You have to get your head around.
Late in the first half, 10-0 Jacksonville. Hop on the bus, Gus. Jerome Bettis for 18 yards down to the 20-yard line. Then after a Bracken sack, not a good idea for Cordell to move it.
Well, you see Cordell coming through. The ball gets hit right there. It pops out. You're going to see Travis Davis do a good job of covering it.
Another Jacksonville takeaway, 10-0 Jags at the half. James Stewart had 5 touchdowns in one game. Nothing doing. He shall be a leave-on. Kirkland stops him. Fourth down. Tom Coughlin says, little man James Stewart. But it was not a wonderful, wonderful life. Greg Lloyd breaks through for the stuff, and the Jaguars do not score. 10-7, fourth quarter. The bus. Jerome Bettis shakes off would-be tacklers down to the 1. Next play, Cordell with a look and better. He leaps for the touchdown. 14-10 Steelers. But the bus derails. Tony Bracken, the quickness he has from that defensive end spot, wraps up Bettis. Travis Davis recovers again, and the bus had a flat tire. 4 plays later, Brunell, the tight end Pete Mitchell, very smooth play, 17-14 Jags. Steelers, fourth quarter, 3rd and goal from the 6. Cordell to Courtney Hawkins. Brian Schwartz tackles him at the 1. Norm Johnson field goal ties it at 17. Jags driving for the potential winning field goal. Cardell Lake comes off the corner spot, hammers Brunell. Brunell with a dislocated finger. Overtime now. Stewart, the Yancey Thigpen. First down, Thigpen, 11 catches for 196 yards. Then, 3rd down. This play never works in Super Bowls, but at other times it works in the AFC. The shovel pass to the bus. Shovel to the bus. Stewart to Bettis. Touchdown. What a series these two teams are having. And again, the home team holds serve. 23-17. The Steelers win it. We told you Thigpen's numbers. The big news is Bettis only ran for 99. It's an 100-yard game, but Cordell threw for 300 yards. Brunell injured the finger, threw for 2 touchdowns before he left. Had 214 yards throwing. So Steelers in first in the division over Jacksonville by a game. For first place in the NFC North, pending the Packers game with the Patriots on Monday night. The Bucs at home against the Vikings. Dennis Green's team beaten by Tony's Dungy's team 28-14 earlier this year in Week 3. Robert Smith didn't play in the second half due to an ankle injury. 3rd quarter, Sean Personal Vendetta with the punt. David Palmer goes right. He could go most of the way. Melvin Johnson knocks him out, but Tommy, he had some help.
Yeah, he gets a lot of help through the blocks at the beginning of this. Number 43, Greg Briggs, and number 33, Harold Morrow, spring him down the sideline.
3 plays later in a 3-0 game, Charles Evans. Touchdown? Take another look. heavens. Knee goes down first. Does the ball cross the plane? They counted it, much to the chagrin of Tony G. Now it's 10-0 Minnesota. Fourth quarter. Handoff to Warwick Dunn. Breaks some tackles, although he had tough running on this day, Tom. That play, though, he made it.
Yeah, great quick feet. He never stops his feet from moving. He has great vision and balance for a small guy. His center of gravity, his base is very low.
Trent Dilfer struggled, but here's a bullet to Riedel Anthony. 2-yard touchdown, the extra point. Oh, man, you're talking about a shank. We've all hit golf shots like that. Come on, Husted, no good. It's only 10-6. So instead of trying for the field goal to tie it, they have to go for the touch. Horace Copeland, no, it's Corey Fuller, knocks the ball away. The Bucs would punt on this drive. Dennis Green says, way to swallow it up on the big man. Dilfer to Riedel Anthony, 19 yards, just over 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 10. Dilfer fumbles, picks it up. Oh, those tricky Bucs, but it's incomplete. 4th and 15, 35 seconds left. Dilfer to Anthony, 18 yards to the 41. Check, go. Call timeout. First down. Dilfer avoids Dwayne Clemens' sack. Dumps it to Warwick Dunn. To the 30, to the 25. Tick, 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 tick. Gotta spike it. No timeouts. Tick, 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 tick. 7, 6, 5. Stop. 4 seconds to go. Brad Johnson, the master of the late rally, hoping Dilfer doesn't spring one on his team. Dilfer, back to pass. Fires to the end zone. Incomplete. Husted missed it. The Buccaneers never had a chance for the touchdown. He never had a chance to kick the field goal because of the extra point. And the Vikings avoid being swept for the Bucs. As the Vikings win it by the count of 10-6, Brad Johnson, workmanlike 20 of 29 for 230 yards. Dunn held to just 39 yards, and the team held to 52 yards rushing. Good job by the Vikings. Jake Plummer, Arizona at home against Tennessee in a battle of states. Standing O, Jake Plummer wowed him in his days at Arizona State at Sun Devil Stadium. How would he do in the pros? Under pressure, tries to get away, sacked. Early on, Vince Tobin's card forced the punt. 3-0 Tennessee, 2nd and 10. Plummer picked off by Darrell Lewis. Oilers would not capitalize on that turnover. Next possession, Plummer, hero last week. Nearly intercepted by Denard Walker, Tommy, so obviously pros a little bit different.
Well, and this time Denard Walker is going to make the grab. You see almost the exact same pattern. Walker does a great job of making a cut, and then look at him pick up his blockers and do the thing they want you to do, head to the near sideline.
39 yards, touchdown, 10-0 the Oilers. Final minute of the first half, a 13-0 game. Plummer to Frank Sanders. The old hook and ladder tries to lateral to Larry Self-centers. He can't handle it. It's a fumble. The Oilers recover. Second look, pitch not great.
Well, you see right there, it looked like he wasn't even looking for the pitch. He was going down the football field. The pitch was made at an angle where he couldn't grab it anyway. And you see the nice recovery there by the Oilers.
So Plummer in the first half, 3 picks, 5 of 13. Mama said there'd be days like this. After the fumble recovery, 2nd and 10, you want to see an athlete, look at Steve McNair.
Well, the combination of speed and power. When he was in college, I saw guys scout him. Bill Polian said he was the best athlete on the field all the time. He still may be that.
That was a 35-yard touchdown run. McNair ran for a 2-yard touchdown run. Oh, yes, he can also throw it big time. Oh, a rainbow to Chris Sanders. Sweet, 55 yards. Now, the Tennessee Oilers, they do it despite the fact no one's paying attention at home in Houston or in Tennessee. The Oilers roll the Cards 41-14 as Sanders caught 10 balls from Steve Airman.
Napoleon Kaufman looking for another big day. Seahawks up 3-zip. Jeff George pitches to Napoleon. Call Napoleon butter because he is on a roll. 55 yards. Raiders' 8th touchdown this year of at least 50 yards. Kaufman's 4th straight game with a touchdown, TJ.
Look for 3 things in a quality back, Stu. Quick in and out of the hole, ability to break tackles, and speed to take it all the way. You get a good look at all 3 right there.
Raiders lay at 7-3, 14-12 in the second. Warren Moon scrambling, finds James McKnight in the sidelines. Abe McKnight, first pass he ever caught in the NFL was a touchdown. This is his 15th pass he caught, his 3rd career touchdown. Moon, 261 career touchdown passes, ties him with Dave Craig for 6th all-time. Now 18-17 Seahawks. Under a minute left in the first half. Warren trying to be a player, looking for Galloway. Ricochets off of him. Lionel Washington is a player hater. Lionel brings it back 44 yards for the touchdown. Washington's 37th career interception, TJ. What happened here?
What an unusual play. The ball is going to hit right off of the back of Galloway's foot right there. Takes a bad bounce if you're a Seahawk fan, and Washington is on his way to the end zone.
Warren needs therapy. Second half, Raiders first play. Jeff George fakes a reverse. Looking deep for James Jett. Jett, the fastest 200-meter sprint time in the country in 1992. Second touchdown of the day. It's all good. Jeff George's second touchdown pass. He has 18 for the year. Best in the NFL. Raiders up 34-25. Warren hooking up with Joey Galloway. Galloway's second of the day. That was Moon's fourth touchdown pass of the day.
Thing unfolded, and Chris Slade, he was steaming too. Patriots, the first Packer territory. Curtis Martin cutting through traffic, but boy, he got drilled by Eugene Robinson, fumbled, and Pete Carroll not happy about it. Reggie got on the ball. Ensuing drive for Green Bay, Brett Favre. Watch Favre just getting it done. Looking for Dorsey. That was all of that time he's got out there, and there is Dorsey, who's playing with some nicks and some injuries, and he gets into the end zone. 7-0 Packers. Patriots continue to struggle. Drew Bledsoe looking. He was not looking for Brian Williams, but that's who he found, a pickoff. Green Bay not able to convert. The first play after the interception, Favre dropping it, and the thing just squirted away from him, and the Patriots were all over it, and Holmgren saying so much for the days off. Patriots would be able to convert. Bledsoe firing deep. Terry Glenn. Oh, nice catch. 50 yards. That led to a touchdown to tie the game at 7. It's 10-7 Patriots. Under 30 seconds left to go in the half. Favre again, looking for his buddy Chimera. Look at that thing. Buddy, I mean, he smoked that.
First quarter, they say that Brad Culpepper had some foreign substance on his jersey. The center snapped it, couldn't get a good handle on the ball, and that's why there was a fumble. No call, though they made him change his jersey later. Mike Allstott scored on the miscue, and it's 7-0 Bucks. Paul Justin gets hit by Rufus Porter. Justin starting in place of the injured Jim Harbaugh. Now Justin's hurt, did not return. Backup Kelly Holcomb. You remember him? That's the sidelines Harbaugh. Middle Tennessee State, Kelly Holcomb. Played to the Barcelona Dragons, but it's a completion of Marvin Harrison. Then Marshall Falk from 4 yards out, and the Colts, ladies and gentlemen, the Colts have a 10-7 lead. Then, who is Mike Allstott?
Yeah, Mike Allstott getting the tough yards up the middle for the Buccaneers. There's a gain of 7 yards, and again, in between the tackles is where he does his best work, keeps the legs turning, and then now for a 10-yard gain that gets him a first down. Look at him, the great balance and the great power.
Well, those plays led to Dilfer to Carl the Truth Williams. 6-yard touchdown. The Bucks now 21-10 at the half. With a score 21-13 third quarter. Holcomb to Ken Dilger. He's a good tight end. 26 yards. Holcomb to Dilger. 6 yards. Later in the drive, Holcomb. Look at him throw the ball to Sean Dawkins. Leads to a Lamont Warren touchdown and a 2-point conversion with time to 21 all. Now, fourth quarter, same score. Allstott gets the pitch, this time not in good hands. Elijah Alexander and Robert Blackman, and it's Blackman that makes the hit and makes the pick, and he's gone. It's like Jack of the Beanstalk trying to crawl up, but he can't. 28-21. Now the Bucks have tied it at 28 all. Holcomb on the 5. They're going for a winning score, but he fumbles. Chitty, bang, bang. Ahanotu recovers. And Lindy doing the Lindy.
Yeah, and Regan Upshaw there with the penetration, the hit on the football. Ahanotu with the awareness to make the recovery. That ruins a scoring opportunity for the Colts.
2 Bucks possessions later. Dilfer, Warwick Dunst. A heavy throw, but it's 12 yards. On the sideline, Michael Husted warming up. Tie game, under a minute to go. Then Dilfer to Riedel Anthony. It's 9 yards inside the 25. Next play, Dilfer to Dave Moore. Great catch, 6 yards. It's time for Dungey to send in Michael Husted. See, it's good. And the Bucks are back on the winning track. And the Colts can only wonder, how much closer can we get? They fumbled going in. Holcomb played pretty well, you know. Third-string quarterback. But the Colts fall to 0-9 as the Bucks win it by the count of 31-28, despite the fact that Indy outgained them 359-230.
Go early. Tony Banks with the radar lock on Isaac Bruce. Ray Buchanan from Louisville got burned. Next Falcons drive. Chris Chandler looking. Birdie Emanuel. Todd Light ought to go back to cooking school because he got burned. Emanuel, second touchdown of the game, 6th of the year. He had 103 yards receiving in the first half. Speaking of over 100 yards receiving in the first half, Banks Bruce. Booyah! Bruce, 8 catches, a $193 in the first half alone on the next drive, TJ.
Well, the amazing thing is how open Bruce got. Now, here we're going to see the quick slant pattern close in the red zone. But again, you see the separation from he and Buchanan.
Isaac Bruce, a career-high 233 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Third quarter, Jamal Anderson, the tough 2-yard touchdown run. Jamal, a career-high 159 of the day. We're tied at 24. Next Atlanta drive, Chandler throws one over the middle. Former Ram Todd Kitchen makes a slam and catch. 31-yard gain. Chandler 19 of 32, 276. Set up a Terrence Mathis TD, 31-24 Falcons. Rams try to answer. Banks looking, dumps it to Amp Lee. Break him off a little something. Kid, the former Florida State Seminole, breaks off a 57-yard gain. Kid had 5 catches, 91 yards in the day. Sets up a 1st and goal. On 4th and goal, Tony Banks, 6'4", rolls out, looking and says, why not? Why not indeed? Banks' first rushing touchdown of the year ties it at 31. Hey, Martin, might be waiting for you. Anderson limbering up, 42 seconds left. Chandler hits Harold Green, another former Ram, 19-yard gain. 2 plays later, Green, and Sterling would say Green.
From the crib.
22 more. Big downfield block from Bert Emanuel. Morton gets his chance. 27-yard field goal. It's all good. 24th game-winning field goal of his career. Falcons win it 34-31. This is the first chance that Morton's had for a game winner since muffing that kick in the 96 finale that allowed the Jags to escape and go to the playoffs. And this one, wild. First half alone, 41 points, 557 total yards. By the time the dust cleared, 966 total yards.
Leaders among all sorts of categories, but just chew on this one. Going into this game, the Raiders have allowed 40 more yards a game than any other team in football, on a pace to give up more yards than anyone except the 1981 Baltimore Colts. Keep that in mind when you watch the Raiders at the Panthers. And the Panthers, as you know, have been struggling in offense this year. Kerry Collins, though, had a big game last week trying to get his teammates back. Over the middle to money man, Wesley Walls, who caught 5 at the first down. Fred Lane. Let him go. Bianca Batuka hurt early. Fred Lane, free agent from Lane College in Tennessee. Touchdown. And Lane up the middle. Looking like MacArthur Lane. He's not stopped. He's nice train Lane. Except, and then what's this? The electric worm? What? The Panthers lead is 14-0, Tom.
Yeah, and he does a great job of keeping his moving. You see there, he loses his balance, he spins, but look at him get down on all 3s. He keeps the legs churning and gets to the end zone.
Joe Bugler is one of the best running backs in the business, but on this day, Carolina stuffed Napoleon Kaufman. Sam Mills and Chad Kodachrome stopped him behind the line of scrimmage, held him to 16 yards. And then Collins, what happens here, Tom?
Well, you take a look at Eric Turner in the middle, Rob Preston on the outside. They split, go to coverage, and Kerry Collins sees the lane. And that may have been just Collins doing that on his own.
21-0 lead at the time. And then Scott Green, 10-yard run, 28-7, halftime lead for Carolina. 4 touchdowns on 5 first-half possessions, make it 7 on their last 11 series. Then Jeff George, picked off by Sam Mills, a.k.a. Field Mouse, returns it to the 45, sets up a KC 54-yard field goal, 31-7. Then, could it happen 3 times? Look at the fullback, Scott Green says, I'd like to block someone, and then Turner, throws Fred Lane into the end zone.
Well, and Scott Green had to run a good 30 yards before he could find somebody to hit right there about on the 7-yard line and Lane again into the end zone.
A nice throw into the end zone by Turner. Then, George sacked by Ronaldo Turnbull. He grabs his rib cage, had to leave the game, and then the real fun began. The Carolina lineman feel that Lane was already down, watched the late hit for, and some big boys going at it. Garcia makes the first run at Chester McLaughlin, and then former teammates, and this is a heavyweight bout. McLaughlin and Greg Skrepenak go on it. It's a scrap, it's a Skrepenak, it's guys getting thrown, and it's a